Welcome back, Tamers, Digital Companions, and Digidestined, and all ages. It's time for the King's Court, and today I'm going to be doing an updated deck profile for Machinedramon for the post restriction list going forward. Before we get too further, guys, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications so you know we upload consistently. We're on the road to 1K. Help us join us for the ride. Before we get far into it, guys, make sure to also tell us what kind of decks are you interested in running for this format going forward? Are you running Omni? Are you running something spicier? Let us know down below. So this is updated for. I've been running this now for a few weeks at locals, obviously, since you see my last profile. It's updated with a few tech choices and a few cards that I think I want to try out. So far, the testing has been working pretty well. The deck gets where it wants to, and honestly, that's what I like. But unfortunately, other decks can still outpace you. But that's always been Machinedramon's problem anyway. There's really nothing we can do there. But let's go ahead and get into the deck profile. We're gonna go ahead and start with our Tamas. We're playing 4 eggs only from 5. And we are playing 4 copies of BT15 Demi-Meramon, which has the inheritable on deletion. You may trash a level 5 or higher Digimon card to draw 2 cards. This is pretty good for our consistency. We are trying to get through all of our levels, all of our level 5s, and sometimes level 6s, depending on what you need to get through. So it's good for filtering. I used to run, I think it was a BT2, BT1, I think BT2. Demi-Meramon on deletion, draw 1, ditch 1. But combined with like Siako, you'll get there, or Anuko, it's a 1-for-1. This is at least a 1-for-2, plus you chip at security. So I like this more. If you want to run 5 eggs, you could run BT2 Demi-Meramon, or BT3, but so far I like this one more. For our level 3s, our rookies, we are running 4 copies of BT16 Ukomon. Cost 1 Digivolve, so pretty decent. And then, when a Digimon card, including this, so Digimon card, moves from the breeding area to the battle area, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Digimon card or tamer among them, put the rest at the bottom, and then you may hatch 1. So this allows you to basically constantly have discard fodder for your Demi-Meramon egg. Allows you to pretty much, if you're missing pieces, get to it. Can't add options though, so sometimes if you are missing attack the Himmelwolf Digimon, you need to hit. This needs to die so you can draw. And to go with that Uko, we are playing 1 copy of the promo Uko, which is when you move out, gain a memory hatch. Or hatch 1, gain a memory. It's pretty good. So these are your 5 Ukos, so we're running 5 Ukomons. This is not only our only rookie, but so far you run these only. Works out. And then 2 copies of Siako. You can change these for Tapirmon if you want to. You can up this so you're playing 8 rookies. I'm currently playing 7, and it kind of works out. You have just about 2 for every egg. But sometimes, because these are not cyborg machines or anything, they don't have much use other than probably just something you can just plop down. Or tuck the source with analog man underneath, so yeah. And then on deletion, this is draw 1, ditch 1, which is pretty good to kind of cycle. So this is at least a draw 3 off of Siako, off of Demi-Meramon when you ditch 2 cards. Pretty good. And now our level 4s. There's nothing here. Yeah, we're not playing any level 4s in this deck. If you want to play Promo Raremon, you very well could. It's still a very good card. And it allows you to go up the stack if you want to go up that way. But I don't particularly care enough to do that. So, plus I'm not playing enough purple rookies to really warrant that, if you know what I mean. I mean, if I was running more level purple rookies or black rookies, I would probably be much more inclined to. But I'm not. So now let's go ahead and go for our EX. So we're going down for level 5. So first off, we're starting with 2 copies of EX9 Metal Greymon. We do have one alt and need one more alt. Why are these $10? Whatever. The duels on for Greymon or DM trait 3, so that's fine. When you will play this card, you can ditch a Cyborg or a version 1 trait and becomes a 5 cost, which is pretty nice. And then, so on play when Digivolving, you may, by placing one Digimon card from your trash at the face of the distribution source, you can pop your opponent's Digimons whose DP equal to 5k or less, and for every face down card you add 2k to the maximum. So you can go all the way to 11k in some cases, and even higher. And it's pretty good. And its inheritable is Security Attack +1, so we are still doing a lot of pressure. Like Metal Greymon's Metal Greymon, plus thanks to a few other tech cards, this card is really good for what we want to do. Excuse me. Next, 2 copies of EX9 Machinedramon. I went up to 2. I was originally only on 1 of these, but 2 actually works pretty well. So you can discard a Cyborg, so default type of a Tyrannomon or a Digimon DM trait, and by trashing a card with Cyborg or the version 5 trait, you're allowed to play it. So again, all the EX9 Ultimates have the effect that if you trash a Cyborg or a specific version of theirs, you can drop them for cheaper. So they're all like 5 costs. So this is on play when Digivolving. You may place a Digimon card from the bottom of your trash underneath this card's face down source, and then Digivolve 1 for each face down card, and then delete your opponent's Digimon with 3k DP. Delete a Digimon with 3k DP or less. This can help you kind of wipe out Megas if they can be Digivolved. Any inheritable with piercing. So it's pretty good. Having some piercing. And again, I was very hesitant to run more than one of this, but I think it's fine. I think for what you do with it, it's pretty good. 2 copies of EX9 Andromon. If you couldn't tell, yes, a lot of these I only have 1 of the alt arts. I will be going for more to make it match. So discard a version 3 or a Cyborg to come down. So I'll play when Digivolving. You may place 1 Digimon card from your trash to the bottom of the sources as face down, and then give one of your opponent's Digimon to the end of their turn -3k until their turn ends. And then it gets a further -2k for each face down card. So against like Magna, you could give them -9k DP if you're lucky, even -11. I have never been able to do it and get the DP minus much higher than that. I would like to be able to do that. I think in like other decks, like the DM base of this deck, you could probably get like a -15k on a Digimon at their turn ends, so it kills Magna that way. But I don't know. And then inheritable is blocker, which is pretty good. 2 copies of EX9 Machinedramon, discarding a Cyborg version 4, makes it a 5 cost. I'll play when Digivolving by putting a Digimon card underneath. You delete your opponent's Digimon play cost 4 or less Digimon. Yeah, delete 2 of their opponent's play cost 4 or lower Digimon, but for each of their face down cards, add 2 to this card's maximum. Add 1 to the card's maximum. So this allows you, at least on top of that, to just be able to pop 2 5s, play cost 5s. You can go up to 6, go up to 7. You can go pretty high with this, which is pretty good. And honestly, I really like that effect. It's basically a better EX1 Machinedramon, but a Machinedramon lets you pop, I think, 3k or less to the Mon play. So being able just to play this out for 5, or even sometimes even lower than that, and pop 2, maybe even higher than that, I really like that effect. And then our last EX9 is 2 copies of Metal Mamon. So it'll try. So version 2 or Cyborg, and then on play with Digivolving, Digimon card underneath, and then you trash one of your Digimon sources equal to the number of face down cards you have. And then you may return one Digimon card your opponent has with no sources to the bottom of the deck. So what that really helps out is that sometimes against like Royal Knights, you can like move stuff around. I haven't played against Royal Knights with the deck yet, but I get the theory. Against puppets, I've done that where I've been able to get rid of their Kaguyamon and more often than not because we're able to just bot deck it before it can do anything else. Plus it's a protection. And then it's inheritable is at the end of your turn when your Digimon unsuspends. So there are times like I swung with something, I can then, if I have the Machinedramon on top with this underneath, I get to unsuspend something, which is pretty good just to like reduce pressure. So those are all the EX9 ultimates. So now we're just going through our flex spots, which is always good. And that's what I like about Machinedramon. It has a lot of flex spots, whereas ultimates, you still have to run a lot of one-ofs. So first off, we're running one copy of Datamon. So Datamon is here not because it's a cyborg. It's not. It's a machine. So you can't ditch it with an analog man, and you can't tug it for like other Machinedramon effects. But what you can do with it is because it is a DM trait, and Machinedramon does say you place a card underneath it. If anything wants cyborg, or you can do it on top of DM. Yes, a version 5. And it is a version 5. So you can place it with its own effect. So it has blocker, which is nice. And then on player when digivolving, your opponent turn ends. They can digivolve you. And then it gets plus 1 KDP for each of your face down sources. So this can make you like a 15k, sometimes a 16k if you're really lucky, to the end of their turn. So that's pretty good. It can be digivolved. And then you have the ability inheritable. You may choose one of your opponent's Digimon. It must attack at the end of their opponent's turn. So that's pretty good. This allows you to like kind of, they're trying to play a little passively. You can swing, make them swing at you, block, and draft security. Pretty decent. One copy of Cyberdramon Ace on play, or when digivolving, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Play one black tamer with a play cost 4 or less among them, without playing the cost. Return the rest to the top or bottom of your deck in any order. And then you have a tamer, digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. That's really good to get an analog on the field. So if you have Supreme Connection and you don't have a tamer, being able to pop it to play this for 2 costs and then play a tamer for free, pretty good. Or even sometimes if you don't have a tamer but you have this, you can just play this for 4, 5. Play the tamer out, and if it doesn't die, you digivolve into a Mega Machinedramon, and you'll lose memory if it gets overflowed, but by that point you've kind of had enough advantage. So this one card is really good, and then inheritable is attacking digivolve 1. Pretty good. Now we have a lot of our other flexes. So first, one copy of BT20 Oblivimon. I at first didn't really think about a lot of Machinedramon because I'll be honest, for a little while I was kind of not playing Machinedramon just because for me the build was only, and it's kind of ironic I'm talking about it right now, but I'll say it, was only like we're only gonna play big cards, and then we want to attack, we want to trash, and that's all we want to do. We want to be able to OTK. And I didn't really like that build of Machinedramon. I like to more build stacks, so I was really never interested in like building lots of Machinedramon for a little while. But then, that's just how Zekatsuki played at this point. So I went back, and I've been playing it more consistently. So why do I like this card? You're never really do it because you don't have an on play. You have one Digimon, but it really doesn't matter. You care about the inheritable, which is when your turn, the Digimon detector cannot change. I will say this: playing against Young Member Isaac's Black War Greymon deck, this is so prioritized because he cannot block. And he cannot redirect. So this is always hilariously make sure that I don't trigger any of his effects, like his gain memory, his gain DP, all that. And it's he just has to sit there and take it. It's kind of funny for that. And against Nulon, if they can't digivolve me down, having this underneath and being able to go in against their Shadow Serafi is pretty funny. One copy of BT15 Megadramon. So on player when digivolving, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 Machine Sub or C trait card to the Digimon Battlefield card, and then add 1 to the hand, trash the rest. So you have to trigger the putting 1 to the bottom first, then adding. So if you only hit 1 target, you have to add, and then trash the rest. And then when attacking, if you have an SSC trait, Tamer this card sources, delete one of your opponent's because level 3 or lower Digimon. Play because lower Digimon. That's never going to come up. You only care about the inheritable and the on-play. And the inheritable is when you're attacking DDG Evolve 1. So being able to DDG Evolve at minimum 2 sometimes is actually pretty funny. One copy of the starter deck Rapidmon. On play, DDG Evolve 1. And then if you have a green Tamer, this Digimon can be returned to the hand or deck and can be deleted. So I've considered sometimes just throwing in the Shoto just for like the little hilariously of I can put this underneath Machinedramon and now it can't be deleted, which is pretty funny. Return to hand or deck. I mean, you already have protection now, but then that means you don't have to waste it. So that's like the hilarious thing. Like if I wanted to do that, I really don't. And then all turns, once per turn, when this Digimon does one Digimon battle, trash over its security. 2 copies of the Liberator Machinedramon. So, on play when Digivolving, but mostly on play, you can suspend 1 Digimon when you can suspend 1 Digimon. Then, if this Digimon is suspended, you Digivolve 1. And then this Digimon cannot be Digivolved at the end of your opponent's turn and can be returned to hand or deck. And then, of course, if this Digimon, and then all turns, if this opponent's Digimon in battle, trash top of your security, to opponent's security. Against, this has been like. So I'm a friend here. I literally played this at more than one just because of my Numemon matchup. I have a friend at the shop who plays Numemon, and Shadow Serafi is always a pain in the butt. So having this underneath, being able to make sure that he can't just easily drop Shadow Serafi. I do have to keep more than one in rotation because I will go for first and then get the second one. Because especially with the Metal Edamon plays, like that's why I do it. Really good card. One copy of BT9 Megadramon. Just for the inheritable, when attacking, you can delete a Blade Cost 3 Digimon or Tamer. The Tamer doesn't come up as much anymore, but the deleting of one Digimon comes up a lot more than you expect. BT8 Metal Greymon. Just for the ability to attack unsuspended. Like, that's really about it. It doesn't have an on-play. So we just care about when attacking to attack unsuspended. This is what allowed me to play against. When I played against Numemon, it was attack him with Digimon, play the beat, have this, went into Machinedramon, I swung, tucked the Machinedramon underneath so it can't be Digivolved, and then since I was already swinging into the Multimon X, he went into Shadow Serafi Ace, but he couldn't Digivolve me, and because my attack target wasn't changing, he couldn't reduce my DP down, so we traded, but I gained the overflow. Then when Chaos X wiped the board. So this card has allowed you to kind of throw pieces like that. One copy of EX9 Metal Greymon Altarius mode. Did you want one top of Metal Greymon? On play when Digivolving, you pop a 8k or lower. That's all you care about when the on play. And the inheritable is a 4k DP boost during your turn. So it's pretty good. And then one copy each of Daipen and Jet Sylphie. And for the exact same reason, both of them are inheritable of plus 2k during each turn. So this makes your Machinedramons 14k. And if you have Datamon, this makes if you use the Datamons when on play effect, this makes Machinedramon at least a 20k almost. Which I should probably keep track more often, but c'est la vie. Alright, now we get to the fun part of the deck. And we are playing not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 copies of EX9 Machinedramon. Yes, we finally got our 4th copy. Shout out to the homie C for picking me up my last one. Alright, so why is the card good? So first off, we Digivolve on top of a DM trait for 3, which means it's a level 3. It's a play cost 3 Digivolution, which is pretty good. I'll play Digimon when attacking, once per turn, by placing one level 5 with Cyborg or version 5 trait from your hand or trash, that's important, as a Digimon's top evolution card. Activate one on play effect on that Digimon effect placed by this Digimon. Which is why I said it's very important that all your cards are cyborgs, have an on play, or at least are version 5. You get rid of those effects. So, and one of the best ones, like I said, the Machinedramon. You can swing with Machinedramon, trigger the Machinedramon, tuck it underneath, suspend something, and since this card is now suspended because it was in the middle of attacking, you get the when Digivolving, the Digivolve protection. And again, the Datamon allows you to protect this from being Digivolved and gain probably a decent amount of DP, depending on how you do it. All turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area by trashing 2 in its face down bottom or cyborg. By trashing its face down 2 or cyborg trade Digimon cards, it doesn't leave. So it has to be your bottom card. So if you have a face down on the bottom level 5, that works. And then it is assembly, which is basically Digicross, which is kind of hilarious that Machinedramon was kind of a Digicross before that. It's 4 level 5 Cyborg Digimon trait cards with different names. And when this card will be played, by placing the cards, you may reduce the cost by 6. Now, I do wish it was just like Digicross instead of assembling, but, beggars can't be choosers. Any Hoosers, this card is really good. It is what your deck is built around now. It allows so much adaptability. Unfortunately, you missed the DP reduction protection. Excuse me. Thank you. You missed not having DP reduction protection, but honestly, like everything else you have. So that's like, and you can tech EX1 Machinedra if you really want to. I took it out for this week to see how it works, and I kind of like it because EX1 Machinedramon is 9 to drop. It's 12 to drop, so you get to put your opponent at 9 memory anyway. And sometimes even putting it at 4 is tough, but this is going to be for 6. So even at 3 memory, you're putting this opponent only at 3, so it's pretty decent for that. And then our last megas, which sounds so weird to say, because usually we're top heavy, is 1 copy of EX3 Chaosdramon and 2 copies of Chaos X. Chaosdramon Digivolves for a top of 1 for Machinedramon for 1. On play when Digivolving, you may place 3 red or black level 5 Cyborg Digimon with different names at the bottom of the respective card sources, and for each one place, trigger Digivolve 1 among your opponent's Digimon. It has to be only 1 Digimon. And then all turns when this Digimon would either be deleted or returned to hand or deck, you may trash 2 level 5s. It does not happen. It is so sad because it's always been like this big one, like one of the big daddies of the deck, and the fact that it's now put only to 2. Or it is now only at 1. It used to be a 4 of, and then I'm only running at 3, and now it's at 1. Shows you how much the deck has changed since this was like the big one. Chaos X, however, has taken probably a lot more big rise thanks to the fact that it copies all Machinedramon effects, but not the timing. And I mean that in the sense that if you've already used Machinedramon's when a Digivolving effect or on play, if you Digivolve the Chaos X, you reset it, so you're able to do it again. In the start of your main phase, you tuck a level 5, a Machine or Cyborg Digimon underneath your source's bottom. All turns when this Digimon it maintains all the name effects. And the big one, all turns once per turn when this Digimon would be deleted, you trash opponent's top of your security. Combine this with Megadramon, because you have to delete something. So if you delete this, or attempt to, you trash source to protect it, then you trash its security. So this allows you to OTK if you're really careful with it. For our Tamers, and we are playing 7 Tamers. We are playing, hold on, I need to do it this way. 4 copies of BT11 Analog Man. This is still, it's still going to be, this Tamer's still going to be a 4 for Machinedramon. You can cut it down a little bit to 3, but I think you still need to see 4. Start your main phase by trashing 1 card with level 5 Cyborg trait Digimon card in your hand. You'll draw 1, gain a memory, And the opponent's turn, whenever your opponent attacks the player, you suspend it and redirect the attack into a level 6 machine. Does not have to be suspended, which is pretty good. And honestly, like, I don't need to play this card. I've talked about how good this card has been for, I feel like, years at this point. Three copies of EX9 Analog Man. You can cut this to 2, and it would probably be okay. So it is your memory setter. It's so funny. This is now a memory setter Analog Man. So it's for 3. So for 4, sets you to 3. And then when you play one, your play cost 7 or higher, Cyborg, Machine, or DM trait Digimon are played. By suspending this tamer, you draw 1, gain a memory. Then you may place 1 card from your hand as a face-down source of any of those Digimon cards. So if you play this, you tuck a source, you can tuck anything. So you can another tamer. It did not say Digimon card, it says any card. So you tuck it. This can trigger a lot of. This makes it, if you have 2, and you're getting the 3 effect most cases then off of your level 5, you can basically get pretty high on those effects, which is why I said this card is so usable, so needed. Now for our option cards. Three copies of Attack of the Heavy Mobile Digimon. If you don't know what this card does yet, I'll first say this right now. No to certain viewers in the background, you know who you are, because you've talked about it before. This card does not need to be banned. It will not be banned. Only one deck uses it right. I'll tell you right now, the reason I sound so triggered about that is because I've had many people keep telling me this card needs to be banned because blah. And I'll tell you right now, it's because I've been playing them with them, and they have played me too often where this card comes in at the end. Anyway. Your main effect. You may trash 1 card with Cyborg or Machine trait in its traits to your hand to trash. And then have all your level 6 Digimon with the Machine in their traits gain Rush. And on play, if this Digimon has a Digivision card, Blitz until the end of the turn. For the turn. So, and what's ruled is that if you go Machinedramon play for 3, and then you do Chaos X, you still have Rush, and you still actually have Blitz, because it's for the turn you gained Blitz. You have Blitz for the turn. And remember, you copy all Machinedramon effects, so you gain the on play. And then the security effect is this card is a basically Raigeki break for Yu-Gi-Oh fans like me. You discard a Machine or Cyborg trait, then delete opponent's Digimon whose play cost is equal to what that was. And then our last option cards are 4 copies of Supreme Connection. This is how you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 Machine or Cyborg Digimon. Trash 1 such card, and then place the rest at the top of your deck. And then place this card in the battle area. And then its delay effect is that when you pop this card, you may play 1 play cost level 5 or higher Digimon card with the Machine or Cyborg trait from your hand with play cost reduced by 3. And the security effect is the same as the main effect. So with your level 5s, this makes them all 2 cost. With your EX level 5s, makes them all 2 cost. It makes your Machinedramon, the assembly, 3 cost. It does make Chaosdramon 9. And it does make Chaos X 10. And I will say that while that doesn't usually sound good, the fact that Analog Man, you can trigger Analog Man to put a source underneath means you can technically attack the Heavy Mobile Digimon with Chaos X for game. It's stupid. I would never recommend doing it. But I mean, if you can secure a game that way, do it. I mean, you know what I mean, right? It's like one of those 2 options. This is a 4 because it's also consistency. This is also why I've considered like the black base sometimes is like more optimal, because you can just Digivolve back and then play this for free. Play this. You don't have to wait for a tamer or a Digimon to stick on board. So I don't know. Black or purple are still really good. I think purple probably better because it has speed, consistency wise. But anyway, guys, so that was my updated Machinedramon deck profile. If you have any questions or even recommendations, I can do some more theory crafting on this deck, because it is always an evolving deck. It is the perfect machine cyborg Digimon, so of course I will keep working on it. But like I said, if you have any questions or any recommendations for what you think could be good to run, let me know. I'm Michael the Golden State Kings, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.